Hey everyone, it's Vinny and welcome back. Today I'm going to have some selections for Saturday and Sunday, August 12th and 13th for Saratoga. I'm only going to look at the dirt races because the turf has been very questionable and they haven't been running on it. We're going to start on Saturday with race 1. It's a New York bred maiden special weight, and there's a few that are cross-entered with race 7 on Friday, even though they're all listed as also eligibles. I don't think they're going to run on Friday. I think at least a majority of the runners are going to run in this race on Saturday. And if that is the case, Tough Love Bob will get his first spa appearance of 2023 with the morning line favorite of Tall Ball. Even though he lost his debut, it was against Open Company, and today he's going against just strictly a New York bred company, which is usually a little, not a huge downgrade in my opinion, but it's still a downgrade. So I think that makes Tall Paul very interesting here. I think he will be tough. He did show speed in that debut before tailing off. He did finish in front of his stablemate Maramati though, who just has not looked good in 2 starts. So you want to go against Tall Paul and you're using that as a gauge, makes 100% sense. I just wasn't really thrilled to this field to begin with, though. There's a couple others who are a little interesting. My wild card in here, though, kind of a horse I might use depending on how he looks in the paddock and everything, is the number 8 Quiet Wisdom for Todd Pletcher. Just a very weird workout pattern, which is kind of why I'm hesitant on it. Started his career working here at Saratoga all the way through this year's opening day, and then Pletcher ships this one back to Belmont, and I know he has limited stalls here, so he's probably just interchanging horses. Worked okay at Belmont, so then ships him back up here to run. If it wasn't Rapoli, I'd probably just be like, oh, this Pletcher thinks this horse is working really good and is ready. But with it being Rapoli and knowing that he just wants to go after the owner's title here, he's just been sending everything that he owns out here at Saratoga, whether they're runners or not, and that is concerning. But if we do get third money on this one, if he drifts up to 5 or 6 to 1, he's currently 4 to 1 on the morning line, I'd use him. I'd just use him on my tickets with Tall Paul. But outside of that, this field does not look fantastic in race 1. I think you can go pretty skinny here to start your early pick 5s on Saturday. Moving on to the end of that early pick 5 on Saturday, race 5. Todd Pletcher is debuting Eliminate, who has been working absolutely lights out. These are, for a 2-year-old, these are some great workouts here. But I am going to use another one in here, and that is the number 8 Informed Patriot for Steve Asmussen. This is the full brother of 2019 Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile winner Spun the Run, and has been working all right. I guess concern with that is Spun the Run didn't really get good until later in his 3-year-old season, but this one's been working well. I don't think, unless it eliminates a monster, I don't see why this one doesn't stack up based on workouts. So the gate work on August 2nd, where he finished 2 of 26, going 48 for 4 furlongs, is very good in my opinion. I think this one fits. He's definitely going to be on my tickets, whether the Pletcher gets heavily bet or not. They're both going to be on to end my pick 5 tickets. I am going to use both. Another runner in here who I'm just going to keep an eye on unless he drifts up to double digits is the number 2 Chaperone for Ron Moquette. This is the son of Grade 1 winner It's His Well. Based on works, though, this one looks like he's going to need a start. Just doesn't seem like everything's there yet, and probably wants to go longer based on pedigree. So one I'm going to keep my eye on. Does for some reason drift up to 10, 12 to 1. Maybe I'll consider using in a double or something. But for my initial pick 5 ticket, this one's not going to make the cut, but just a horse to keep your eye on to see how the board's working. And on the race 8 on Saturday, it is the Grade 2 Saratoga Special, and there is a heavy favorite in here, and that is the number 6 Rhyme Schemes, who is 4-5 on the morning line after running a 94 buyer, which is huge for a 2-year-old in his second career start. Am a little bit skeptical that he runs back to that effort. Only 2 of the 9 runners from that race have even come back to run a 60 buyer. And the only one that really improved their buyer a substantial amount was the horse that actually went off the favorite in that race where Rhyme Schemes won and got that 94 buyer. And that was a Brad Cox runner named Timberlake, who improved his buyer by a lot to win next time out. And that kind of concerns me. I mean, if he runs back to a 94 buyer, he wins here. Saratoga Special has never been a race that gives that kind of buyer. So if he runs a 94 here, he's going to run off the screen. But if he drops back down to where I think he will, which is probably around like high 70s, low 80s, I think there's a couple other runners in here that can compete. One of those runners is the number 3 Woodcourt, morning line 10-1 for Brandon Walsh. And he's been sending out some really good runners this meet. For someone who doesn't usually send that many runners out at Saratoga. At time of recording this, he's had 13 runners. 8 of them have finished in the money and 4 have won. It's a pretty good percentage. He's got a very live barn right now. So especially at 10-1, kind of hard to ignore this one, I think. Lost first time out to a Wesley Ward runner at Keeneland. Shocker. So does everybody else. Then broke his maiden when he stretched out the 5.5 furlongs at Ellis. Looked pretty good. The 2nd and 5th place finishers from that race have come back to run well, including Just Steel, who nearly upset Pirate on debut. Gave Pirate a very good race on debut for Pletcher, but then just came back last Saturday and won with an 88 buyer. So it did take him 3 times, but he did run an 88 buyer and break his maiden. This is Woodcourt's third time out as well at 10-1 with a horse that's probably going to take a lot of money in the field. So I'll probably get a little more than this 10-1. I think Woodcourt makes a ton of sense here, and I'll be using on my tickets. The other horse here, who if he doesn't get bet down, I'm definitely going to be using. He will be on my pick 5. Is Edifield for Asmussen. Ran well on debut. Keeps Rosario, stalked the pace, and finished that race off very strongly at Ellis, which I think is a big thing to see since that track was pretty much speed favoring the whole meet. But I like that he was extending his lead at the end. As long as he's not lower than 3-1, I think he's worth playing. If playing straight up, if he's below 3-1, I'll just keep him on my multis. Again, though, I think Rhyme Schemes is going to take a ton of money here because of that 94 buyer. So I think the morning lines and everybody else will be pretty accurate. But those are the 2 that I'm going to try to beat Rhyme Schemes with on Saturday in the Grade 2 Saratoga Special. And that is it for my best bets for Saturday. And again, sorry it's just dirt races. I really do like turf racing, and I hope they figure this turf problem out soon here at Saratoga, but until they do, it's not worth everybody's time to give out turf picks when they probably will only run graded stakes on the turf, if I'm being realistic, at least for the next week or so, especially with the chance of weather the next couple days here at Saratoga. Also, a few of you did reach out to me saying you saw me at Saratoga, but I was talking to people and you did not want to interrupt. Please feel free to interrupt if you want to say hi. My friends won't care. They know what they're getting into when they go to the track with me anyway. So, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.
RacingNews.com is your home for the best free picks for every race, every track. Summer's here, our picks are heating up. We want you to join us in the fun. Subscribe to the Racing Dudes YouTube channel right now. Click the notification bell. You don't want to miss a single one of our awesome videos. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.